So Andrew did start writing for Henry Lesser in secret because at that time period at that jail, prisoners weren't allowed to write. So Henry Lesser would sneak him paper and pencil. He would put on the jail bar, bars, cell bars, and Pandram would take it and write on the cell bars, and Lesser would take them
Oh yeah.
But see, at that time, Pandram knew he was going to be transferred to Leavenworth Back.
Jonathan, baby. What's up with it, baby?
Machine Gun Kelly, kind of the worst of the worst. All the bad criminals and gangsters were at Leavenworth. So, on one hand, you could look at it as Pandram saying, okay, some of his confessions of these murders may have been him building himself up to be a braggart, knowing that word is going to get into the criminals at Leavenworth. So
Christopher Stromlin, Tim Ingram. Thanks, guys. What are y'all having for dinner tonight? That's my #1 question. So, brother, continuing the Panzram documentary. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I have about 20 minutes left on it. Dude, that's badass. Thank you. We're gonna change Venom. I think we're gonna do a full back shot with him pointing his laser gun at Carnage. Carnage has no neck. He's funny. He has like these coif. He's like kind of like a armor around his neck, like a coif, which I actually made a lot smaller than it looks in the in the comics. His coif goes up around his horns, and that's just a little too much for me. But that's the beauty of being the artist, is I get to decide what your costume looks like. Christopher Stromlin, yo, quesadillas, nice. Vitamix Ascend 3500 made hot soup. Ooh. I don't know. I mean, that's cool you have the Vitamix, but what kind of soup are we talking, man?
So when Pandram owns this yacht that he purchased with bonds that he stole from ex-President Taft, he's pretty much living the high life, but it's pretty frightening and gruesome what he claims that he did. So he owns this yacht, and he said he would take the yacht, he would go to New York City.
I love when these paintings are dry. They're so much easier to work with. It's crazy. It's like, I hate working on wet paint. It's so frustrating. Wish I could just instantly dry this thing every time I'm done. I'm done with a spot, but just hate how it goes.
So instead of paying them, he would rape them and murder them and throw their bodies overboard. Again, there's no proof of this, but I think it's pretty awful. But that's Pandram's, MO as far as using people and revenge.
Oh, I just had some tomato soup. Tomato and basil soup made from fresh tomatoes and basil. You throw it in, hit the soup program, it blends it. Nice. That's awesome, man. So you don't even have to like skin your tomatoes or anything, and it's not like a bunch of tomato skin, or do you have to skin them? Do you peel them? I mean, skin them, whatever. Something. This guy's savage, man. Got my son to be Kylo Ren with reindeer horns and a nose that lights up. In the costume contest with me is Vader Grinch. Nice. What? I like that. That'd be funny. Yeah, post or show. I guess you can't post a picture here, but it doesn't let you. But post a picture later, and I'm sure I'll see it, or you can tag me. So I'd love to see that. I'm actually using this as my current test color tester, so I'm going to go over this with a bunch of color splatters like that. They look kind of haphazard, but once they're all together, they look neat. So they'll be forever immortalized. I'm going to keep these sketches. I'm going to keep all my paint tester. Let's see. With the mask bags. Yeah, cool. No skinning, huh? Wow, you just throw your tomatoes in there, huh? Sounds awesome.
And it's very hard to know once again with Robert Strauss how much you think about Carl Hamstram. But he does devote an entire chapter to Carl Hamstram. Which is very interesting, and I think we come back to this later when it has to do with Hamstram's execution, because that's where most of Robert Strauss' writing relates to Carl Hamstram and being there. But after the DC jail, Hamstram transferred to Leavenworth. So when he arrives at Leavenworth, first thing he says is, "I'm killing anybody that bothers me." That's the first thing he says. And when he arrives at Leavenworth, he is still writing to the jail guard Henry Lutzer. So at Leavenworth, the federal penitentiary, prisoners were allowed to write receive letters. And these letters, all of Hamstram's letters and autobiographical papers, the original, and I have to stress this, if anyone wants to see these and touch them, go to San Diego State University, where they are in their special collection. San Diego State University owns the largest collection of Hamstram materials in the entire world, which were
Thank you, Lee Jordan. My son has the same hairstyle and kind of looks like Kylo. Nice. Nice. The Vitamix cost me $700. Jesus Louises, man. I'll just skin my tomatoes, man. When I heard you talking about eating, if you like one, oh yeah, sure, that would be cool. I'm not really a big gadget person though. I'm not a huge gadget type. So this will be the biggest revision I've ever done over something I've painted with a base coat, where I'm gonna really kind of.
So when he's writing Henry Lutzer, he's working in the laundry, at Leavenworth with this foreman named Warnke. Now, there's a lot of, talk about this foreman named Warnke. Some people believe that, well, it was just Hamstram, he was a bad guy. But through my worst researches, I did find out that Warnke, wasn't very nice to Hamstram. He would taunt him, call him names, talk about, how he, liked little boys and how he raped them. And, he wasn't really nice to Hamstram. And then Hamstram, as a side thing going, he would bleach these handkerchiefs and iron these handkerchiefs for other criminals. Well, he got caught, and he was ripped up for that. So he didn't like that. And he believed that this laundry foreman was out because he was taunting him. But what's so interesting, as he's working in the laundry, he's planning to kill the laundry foreman. Because like he said, the first person that messes with me, I'm going to kill him. But he's writing to Henry Lutzer. But when you read his writings, Hamstram's saying, you know what, I want out of this world, and I have a plan. And it's any day now, I'm going to put it into motion. He knew. So Hamstram's plan was kill the laundry foreman, get the death penalty. Even though the death penalty in Kansas was abolished at that time, they brought it back for Hamstram. But Hamstram, knew this was going to happen, and he said, you know what, I want out of this world. So Hamstram thought about his own death penalty. He made the government kill him, which he got his wish in the end, which is it's fascinating to me. So he does kill this laundry foreman. He hit a iron bar. He beats this laundry foreman to a bloody pulp, and eventually he goes to trial and he gets the death penalty. He was happy. So then after he beats this laundry foreman, he's thrown into solitary confinement, where he says, I was in shock. No one laid a hand on me. Nobody beat me. Nobody harmed me. They gave me great meals. They actually treated me like a human being. And then Hamstram says one of the most important things in history. He says, if people would have treated me this way from when I was a child, maybe I wouldn't have grown up to be a murderer, a rapist, and a thief. So, and again, he blamed a lot of people. He blamed a lot of wrote this hundreds of pages of an autobiography, but everyone else's method was.
See, now it's going to look like Venom stands a chance, right? Because at first I was just going to have him, his arms are flailing, he's eviscerated, he's cut in half, but this will be a better kind of like actionable shot.
You know, there was talk about him and through the guard. Henry Lester was the guard.
Give the page a little more going on.
So Panzram arrived during the day one day, and they started talking about, you know, this problematic prisoner, and you know, so Henry Lester and
they are a little bit more forgiving. Like, for instance, I could layer over these acrylics probably 3 times, but oils you can layer over them about half, not even past these. It gets so thick so fast, it's like totally nobody knows. But, you know, this is basically the only part I'm going to have to cover up right here, and we can just do something else from here. So. No, bro.
What's up with this? You know, why would they be nice to me? Are they gonna now beat me, you know, tonight or tomorrow? Very strange, you know, but Henry Lester really had no other intention of just to be kind to this prisoner that he felt sorry for, that he was abused there and hurt so much. And that's how their relationship began. You know, I found some of the research material that Lester had in prior writing, which I'm going to publish a book eventually about Panzram's time at DC and Leavenworth. But in this writing that called Recollections of Carl Panzram by Henry Lester, he says they talked about, you know, novels and books and Les Miserables, which is pretty interesting, you know, taking in the condition, you know.
See, Carl Panzram read Les Miserables.
So, you know,
Cleus Kasady could never do that, but it's definitely going to be based on this guy, or at least they used him as one of the inspirations. I'm sure there's been other psychos with similar lives, but you know, Carl Panzram is definitely one of the most craziest.
When you read it, like I said, Panzram was very well read. When you read his writing, you know, it's very clear and concise. It's not like a pamphlet, but it's somebody who's writing based on a lifetime of experience in the prison system, basically. You know, he would jump around in some places. At some points, he would talk about the tortures that he went through. At some points, he would talk about, you know, his assessment of, you know, what the prison, you know, system was all about. And, you know, he would talk about, you know, who's really making money off of crime, and it's the whole system, and not the criminals, because they're eventually put in prison. It's the judges, the attorneys, the police officers. They're the actual people that are profiting off of crime. So, you know, I thought, you know, that was pretty interesting. Plus, he talked about his prior life, all these things that he did. You know, one of his early murders, supposedly that, you know, they had robbed this guy and tied him all up and dead, and whether he died or not, they never knew. You know, all these, you know.
There's someone else saying that book, and you're just revising their book. Yeah.
10 to 25% lies, but you know,
Roger that. Dignity, do this rap, nothing else. Do it for no more than 200. Yeah. This felt little Carl Panzram was the key behind Cleus. I'd like to ask Mark Bagley. Yeah, that would be cool to ask him that. Who exactly was his inspiration? Maybe someone has asked that. You should Google it and see if there's a blog with that info out there somewhere. Just ink myself.
Because the authors of that book, one of the authors was also the author of the Birdman and Alcatraz. They did not have access to the federal files like I did. And the federal files, you actually get to read all about the other jail guards that witnessed what occurred in the prison at the time before and after Panzram killed Laundrie. But see, Stroud was himself. Stroud wasn't Laundrie. Stroud wasn't, you know, Stroud was a solitary confinement.
Let's see, what order do I want to do the gyms?
You know, and then there was another book called The House of Whispering Hate, which was written by an ex-inmate in Leavenworth, and he verified that more people talk cancer. So, you know, when you get two or three different people saying that Warnke wasn't a nice guy to Panzeram, it's probably the truth. If Stroud just said it, that would be one thing. But again, you know, through my researches, you know, I see that probably being the case. You know, did he deserve to die? No, obviously, but, you know, through Panzeram's eyes, you know, that's what he had to do. So, you know, Panzeram's here in solitary, you know, waiting for his execution. You know, his execution is a whole big other debate that I didn't know. And I would have had to tackle that issue with his execution and his last words in my documentary in another half hour. I don't believe that Panzeram's famous last words are actually his famous last words. I don't believe he ever said that.
Okay, can you go over the how do you
On his last day, you know, he's excited to want to get it over with. You know, he's just, if it was up to him, he would have it over in 2 seconds. He just wants to go. He's done. And so then, you know, the warning comes to rise in itself. It's to lead him, you know, the procession to the news station, and the warden arrives with the priest.
Eric Larson is the creator of Cletus. Oh. Russian Music Joker, as you and I both talked about, wrote down that one. Well, that one's pretty obvious. They probably used, because this guy was from the 1920s, right? So they probably used this guy as the inspiration for the Joker, and then the Joker became inspiration for Cletus. Just kind of bleeds downward like that. Bleeds upward, I guess you'd say.
So there are a couple guards that, you know, are going to lead, you know, Panzeram up to, you know, the gallows. Well, Panzeram was leading them. That's how quickly he wanted to die. He just wanted to get it over with. So he was almost running on his way up to the scaffold. Well, as he's approaching the scaffold, he always said he wanted to spit the captain of the guard right, you know, now, Brown does write somewhat about this because, you know, there's another expert that I interviewed in my documentary, Kenneth LeMaster. He was a guard in Lebanon, and, you know, he verified that where Stroud's cell was, Stroud, well, not Stroud, the other inmate that wrote The House of Whispering Hate, Stroud couldn't see the execution from where he was in solitary, but the inmate that wrote The House of Whispering Hate said that all of the inmates were crowded by this one window, and they saw Panzeram come out from the solitary on his way to the gallows. And there was a window, you know, which is in my documentary, that would have been the window where they would have seen him come out of that door, and they said they saw him spin towards the captain of the guard. Now, I think it landed on his jacket, it didn't hit him in the face, but, you know, that was one thing that Panzeram wanted to do, and he kind of accomplished it.
Mother titty, mother effer.
But from that point, from Panzeram exiting solitary to his actual execution, it's hard. There's so many accounts of what happened. It's hard to say what is true. Maybe a little of everything was true. The newspaper reporters that were there, and all of the accounts that I read, all of the newspapers said that Panzeram didn't say a word. That he just ran out, you know, got to the gallows, they put the noose on him, and it was over in a matter of 5 minutes. That's what the newspaper reporters say. Now, you know, the warden White, who was there, you know, I have his book, and this is going to be his recollection is going to be published in my book, and he said that when Panzeram got up there, he looked at everybody and said, yeah, I heard that, you know, when I die, I'm going to take a big crap in my pants, and that's what I'd like to do to the world, basically, is crap all over it. You know? So that's one thing I could have said. Robert Stroud writes that Panzeram said, hurry up, you, who Hoosier Field cocksucker. And that's it. But when you read the book, the only book that's out that says Carl Panzer's last words were, "Hurry up, you Hoosier bastard, I could have hung a dozen men while you're fooling around." That last part, hang a dozen men while you're fooling around, I have never, ever seen that miracle. In all of my research, all of the newspaper reports, Stroud's own writing, and Morgan's writing, none of them say that. So I believe the book made that up. Or again, he Pantram may have known. Maybe he did say that thing about crack. Then maybe he did say that last part. We may never really know if he said anything or if he said all these. He may have said all these things at different points. But Stroud, Stroud would be hearsay because even if a guard was present at the execution and he told Stroud was not there. So can we really take Stroud's saying these were his exact words? Not really. That's how people say it. And I didn't really. It was tough for me to tackle as a film. Like I said, explaining that would have taken like a while. So that's why I put his famous last words, and that's why I want to release the book with this research information.
So you mentioned in your documentary that Panzer was rumored to have won the last will. Talk about that if you would, along with the final instruction sequence for the actions.
Yeah, he did a last will, which has never been filed. There are about 2 or 3 different documents that have never been found, and his last will has never been found. But supposedly, one of these doctors had seen his last will, and one of his requests was that, he wanted his whatever was left of him ground to dog meat and to serve to the dog pound in Minnesota.
There seems now on the internet to be a really morbid fascination. It's almost a cult of personality. What is your opinion on how he was viewed today?
He is seen as this ultimate nihilist. They say he was the most hate-filled, criminal who ever lived. I mean, I do have to say, of all of these serial killers, Panzram is probably the one that I wouldn't mind sitting down and having a beer with. Just because of the fact that he did lie, there were some things that he did lie about, yes, but like I said, I think his assessment of, humanity and especially the legal justice system and the incarceration system are extremely accurate because he lived it. And this isn't a PhD. This is someone who actually.
This guy just said he wants to sit down and have a beer with Carl Panzram. It's got a hard last name to say. Panzram. Because he thinks that he's right about the justice system. That's fucked up. It's like, what? This guy's gonna rape you, man. Gonna rape you and murder you.
How to hopefully not make more Carl Panzrams and how to teach our children. And he spells it out specifically. He says, teach them words like love, hate, what the opposites are, and what the meanings behind these things are, and truth, and lies. And again, teach these values to our children instead of kind of like what we grew up as, pretty much being ignored and left to his own devices. So yeah, he's seen as, and now is this hate-filled nihilist who basically has the ultimate pessimistic, negative view on life, and thinks that all human beings are basically filthy creatures that are just out for themselves and power, might is right, and I can see many people having that point of view. You can't film. It's not.
The documentary you're watching at some point they even said Panzram is like a supervillain. Yeah, he said he's superhuman. the last 4 minutes of this 1920s self-confessed serial killer, a true crime history podcast. What I'm listening to. Hurry up, you Hoosier bastards! I could have drawn 10 symbiotes in the time it's taken me fooling around. Yeah, exactly. Panzram would choke the beer out of his throat. And race the body. Probably. Based on what I'm hearing.
But I think when children reach a certain age, maybe after 12 or 13, I think his story should be required reading to kind of tell kids, you know what, this isn't necessarily what life is or what life is about, but it could be. And there's a lot of this out there. So you know what, read this, and you know, this might let you know that everything in the world isn't, you know, all rosy and filled with love. I mean, it's there, but there are realities to this. And we're seeing a lot of this now in the world with racial discrimination. You know, these things, a lot of these things that Cancer had talked about, you know, they're still happening now. You know, one of the experts I interviewed, the criminologist, Dr. Gitchoff, he said the only thing that's changed in the prison system over time from the beginning is the color of the paint on the wall. That's the only thing that's changed.
Where can listeners learn more about you and watch this program?
Yeah, I highly doubt that.
Currently, Panzram is still streaming on Netflix. You know, I'm not sure if they're going to renew it, but it's on Netflix. All my films now are on Amazon Prime, including Panzram. And I just had more DVDs replicated of Panzram because there's a great, on the DVDs, it's a great making of, which I interviewed the Red Wing superintendent, and there's the entire interview with Henry Lester when he was at San Diego State University. So I'll have more of the DVDs in stock. The website is panzram.com, just his last name, PANZRAM.com. And my site is just my name, johnborowski.com. But, you know, and definitely look forward to the book. I'm putting the book together now, and it's going to concentrate on its time at DC and Leavenworth and include, like my other books that I've done on serial killers, it's going to
Talking
include
about Leavenworth in Washington?
all actual documents.
It's not far from me.
Thank you, John, for Minnesota.
Thank you so much, and I look forward to talking more. You know, hopefully we can make a regular thing. I'd love to be on it.
This has
Talk
been
more
another
about Carl
episode of
Panzram.
Notorious Podcast.
Sounds like that's the only guy he knows about.
I'm Eric Rivenis, and have a safe tomorrow.
What? They're playing an advertisement? What the fuck? Stupid bastards.
There's no one to speak of the poets who quickly on to the center.
Back to Dante's Inferno, the final resting place of that guy, Carl Panzram.
When they reach the very center, Dante is frozen to the spot, and no words can be formed. In the very center of hell, Satan is condemned for the worst act of all, treachery against God himself. It's explained here that his name was once Lucifer, the fairest of the angels in heaven, but his rebellion against God led to him being cast from heaven and frozen in ice from the waist down.
Thank you, Christopher.
Dante struggles to
Yeah, we're going to redo Venom a little bit. I'll kind of pull it up and see if you can see the outline of where we're going to move him. So, just kind of trying to get Carnage all set up before I move down to Venom, and then you can kind of see that he's going to have his tentacle gun here, his newfangled tentacle gun. He's going to be pointing that, charging it up, getting ready to shoot it. Probably going to do nothing because Carnage has this. That's going to be the Necro Sword with the Infinity Gems on it. So, and he's fully charged. It's fully charged Carnage.
Satan himself cannot speak, but only cry
Let's see, let's see.
Each mouth is also constantly churning.
I can start on him now.
Marcus Junius Brutus and Gaius
I wish I had a big brown pen. That's the only part that's gonna
Caesar responsible
cheese
for the
me off.
assassination of Jesse
Ridiculous.
in the central mouth
Oh, the judge that Ted Bundy had was really cool. IMO. At the end of the trial, it said something like, "Actually, I'm going to cheat and look it up." The bragging man, the coward, said in his post made a good. Yeah, I remember hearing that. Yeah, you went another way, partner. Yeah. That's a good one. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's gonna look really good.
And so they climb down Satan's legs. Once they reach his genitalia, they pass through the center of the universe. Virgil turns his body around and then starts climbing back up, which again makes no sense to Dante, as that's the way they just came from. As Dante follows Virgil, he's amazed to see everything is essentially upside down, and they are now climbing up Lucifer's legs. Virgil explains that they are essentially climbing up through the crater left by Lucifer when he crashed into the earth. They eventually climb out of hell on the morning of Easter Sunday, and before them is the river Lethe, which flows from the mountain of Purgatory. I'm sure you've gathered where Dante's journey will take him next. Unfortunately, that's the journey for another time. I hope you've enjoyed Dante's Inferno. If you'd like to see part 2 in Purgatory, then leave the video a like and let me know in the comment section. As always, I've been...
Let's see. That would be a longer video, quite honestly. This silly YouTube channel.
I have just signed an executive order to extend YMH Live until this Friday at
Did I do this right?
It really was a no-brainer. It's quite literally
Something.
the best podcast on the internet.
Say what you want about Trump, but he is funny.
Number one across all
I wish he was a stand-up comedian. I don't want it to stop.
like Sleepy Joe. Did not watch it.
I like Sleepy Joe.
Venom coming up in this one.
Things he says are so And yeah, what I'm using here, they're really not actually acrylics, by the way. Just registered in my head that you mentioned acrylics are forgiving. These are technically oil, but they're kind of like a really thin oil. So it's similar to acrylic in that you can go over it a couple of times, but you can really only go over. So like acrylics, you can go over stuff 3 or 4 times before it really you can't go over something anymore. I mean, you could go over even more than that if you really want to with acrylic, but the problem is it's going to start to build up paint and it's going to get a really thick texture and it's not going to be easy to paint on, and eventually you're going to get really frustrated. You could paint over more than 3 or 4 times, but it's not feasible. But with these oil pens, I could paint over it about one time probably. Go over something but then if I had to, I'd just pull out my acrylics and do my acrylics over these markers, and then that's what I would do for my, if I had to do a third coat, because it wouldn't work if I had to do the markers one more time. Which I have to do that when I do the foil lethal protector books. So I am prepared to do that. I will do that if I have to. We should be good. Poor Tom, he broke his arm and leg yesterday. Big stupid bitch. He's getting the cannon ready. Yeah, I mean, you know, if he can't have the sword, then he can have the cannon. The cannon's pretty cool. I'm a fan of a good hand cannon. I grew up with a lot of Mega Man in my life, so I can appreciate it. It's not exactly the choice I would have gone with Venom. I would have gone with swords, but you know, they did put a pretty cool sword in the story, so you can't say they didn't do that. OFC, Carnage is like, bitch. You not see these shiny things I've implemented onto my sword? Right. Well, you know, what else would he do in that situation? He would just kind of hope that it works out right, because now he's a good guy, so he's got, that's his last card, is he just prays, and God saves him or something. Yeah. There's the white lines already heavily overpowered the previous venom in that stance. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, you know what's the song that the Phillips sponsored? No. Yes, you bought a Ferrari, but when you got a Lamborghini, but when the car was fired, it was burnt in the current. Yeah, so we really have made a pact with each other to not make ourselves miserable over the holidays. And I think it's really helped our marriage. I don't know. Or like when they invite your family over and like, gonna stay with us. You and I have always been like, no, there's a hotel down the street. There's a mile away that they go to the area. And they need to meet at
I don't think Carnage and Venom have ever been anything but enemies to each other. They've only ever wanted to kill each other. I don't think Carnage has ever played on anyone else's team except for Shriek and Doppelganger a couple of times. He only just ever uses them. So, humbly, his blue gun will look good, contrasting the red background and stuff.
May I compliment my dinner? I did a really good job this year. I got the honey baked ham.
And I gotta tell you, I was the outspoken, non-conformist to Thanksgiving food. I really like what I did as far as getting steak, getting lobster, getting things that are not traditional Thanksgiving, but every once in a while you gotta give in to traditional Thanksgiving.
Well, for the kids, they have to know what's in it. We can't do the same thing.
Anyway, I did it, and I think it was really good.
Thank you. Thanks. No problem.
All right, let's open the show.
Okay.
Ready? Let's get this started. Up. Volume. Record. Well.
So the signal came on the national banner the morning that came by. I don't know him talking for it. What do they?
My hands are completely covered in paint. I've got to go wash. Because I can't get in there and do everything I want to do if my hands are too dirty. I kind of sit on the periphery and do some of this base coat.
Not so hot, before we started rolling, Thompson's nose vibration was off like 14 times.
Yeah, it was quite a bit.
And I think these are allergies. I don't think this is corona. But I learned very early in my relationship with Tom that when he gets back to see and he's going through something, like, I can't acknowledge it. I'm not allowed to look at him.
That's exactly what you're doing. You're literally doing what you say.
And I'm not looking at you or asking you about it. I'm telling the audience that I'm ignoring it. I was looking at it up. I was not.
Wait a minute. So does this add up to you? So, yeah,
sailing for the valley.
I can't even talk
I
about it.
never can see.
I thought I was allowed to talk about it. I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Ever come up? When did that ever come up?
Well, we've never had this issue before. I've always thought I'm allowed.
Bro, I thought you were fucking on board. That you know when a sneeze is coming, and you're like, no, if there's something I know, it's not to talk about the sneeze that is about to sneeze. I'm like, I'm about to sneeze.
Wait, but can I tell you? In my brain, I genuinely thought I found a loophole because I was like, talking to all about it. I'm not talking to you about it. I really thought, I was like, you're gonna get mad at me. I'm not talking to you.
Jeremy Brown says, gorgeous cover. Thank you, Jeremy. Let's see. Same as Venom and Spider-Man, but I think they have teamed up. Oh, yeah, they team up all the time. Well, the thing with Venom is that I don't know if he dubbed himself the Lethal Protector, but that's his thing, right? Is he claims that he's the Lethal Protector or whatever. He's the real hero, and Spider-Man is the villain because he started out with like he was just insane. He was just crazy because like Eddie Brock's backstory is that he worked at the same place, the Daily Bugle, as Spider-Man, and he was a reporter. Spider-Man was a photojournalist type of guy, and then Eddie Brock fingers the wrong guy as being some serial killer, and then everybody thinks like they're about to send him to jail or whatever based on Eddie Brock's article, and then Spider-Man catches the real serial killer, and then Eddie Brock loses his job because I don't know, he probably fabricated some evidence or whatever, and then that combined with the Venom wanting to get to Spider-Man. The Venom symbiote does not hate Spider-Man as people think that it does. The Venom symbiote wants to get back to Spider-Man. It's like a psycho ex-girlfriend because the Venom symbiote runs on adrenaline, and the symbiotes run on adrenaline, and Spider-Man is like more adrenaline than anyone on Earth puts out, right? He probably puts out more adrenaline than anyone else on Earth. So when the symbiote got a taste of that, it couldn't handle the fact that Spider-Man rejected it. So it became insane. And I guess Eddie Brock was insane, and so they combined forces and became insane together. But they would save innocent people, but then they would fight Spider-Man because they're both arriving at the scene of the crime trying to save someone. Or Venom would just be going straight after Spider-Man. So, and then it became Venom is willing to do anything to destroy Spider-Man, so he will commit villainous acts to, draw Spider-Man out, this and that, all with the idea that he's making the world a better place by removing Spider-Man from it. And then later on, he teams up with Spider-Man a bunch of times, and nowadays he thinks he's a hero, which is fine because why not? Sure, who cares? He could be a hero. He's got the redemption arc now, right? I'm very happy we're going this route. Not even counting it's on this cover. Yeah, good man. It hates it was rejected. That's right. It hates. It has hate for. It has hate jealousy. I didn't finish the arm, did I? Yeah, if I kind of tilt it, you can get rid of the glare a little bit, and you can actually see what I'm working on. So once in a while, I'll remove the glare, but I've just tried, but the angle of everything in my room, it's really... I'll try again at some point, but it's really hard to get rid of that glare.
They started off on time, and then we started on trip on Today the designers, the big YouTubers,
knew that they would do like that Logan would do vlogs and stuff, and then he eventually started a podcast. I don't know much about him. I remember him, always getting into some shit, like whatever. Things with he was a polarizing guy. We get into shit. I remember the dead body in the forest, remember?
Ooh, I remember that. That's
Yeah.
what I remember.
Yeah, that's his brother. And then I think Logan, the older one, announced he was going to fight from the first. And I thought it was publicity, and it kind of is, but they took it seriously with the fighting. And you could tell if you like watched boxing at all that Jake was ready to box. And you could tell that he was coming into the ring, like establishing a jab, like just kind of like doing what you do in boxing. And Nate Robinson is a former NBA player. I didn't even realize that Nate called him out. Like with your ass, something like that. And so that's what sets us up. And the nerve of a fight take over. So he was like charging at Jake, charging at him. I thought he was going to tackle him multiple times. And he wasn't boxing. He was not boxing. He was running at him, and it was inexperience. It was, never having been in that position, never having really boxed or trained. And you could see that, like, Jake was definitely even more trained boxer. And he knocked it, by the way. I mean, not to shit on everything, but that left you.
Damn, I was gone 10 minutes. Where'd the other Venom go? Exactly. We changed him up. We decided that he was angled incorrectly and agreed with that. Also, I didn't like that he was defenseless. That really bothered me. I didn't like that he was just waiting to get blown up. It's like just kind of sad. I mean, this is sad enough to watch him struggle in a fight that he won't win. It's even more sad to watch him just kind of like, what? And then, it's like he's the hero, right? You're supposed to at least give him a fighting chance. You're supposed to at least let him establish some kind of actionable thing that happened. It's not good storytelling. You got to be able to tell a story with your art as an artist. It's not enough just to have good art. It's got to be kind of captivating. And captivation can take the form of like a recognizable story sometimes. It's like, ah, yes, the slaying of a dragon by a hero in a knight's armor. Like everyone knows that story, but more they like the art because it helps tell the story. It's beautiful.
He's 53 or 54. Jones did not look as good. He did show some signature things that he would box with his front, like a lead hand down, and basically almost count you in his face. It was a very dangerous thing to do unless you super skilled. I mean, he did that a few times, and it was entertaining. He definitely wasn't in the same physical shape, and a couple times. But I do think that Tyson actually did the thing that Mike thought he would do, which is show that there was a couple times where I was like, oh, right here at the end, they killed him. Like the 10 seconds.
Yeah, I was waiting for it.
And it was at the end of the fight, and you could tell that he was like, oh no, like, just on the distance, we're good. And I was like, oh, he's being like, cool about it.
Respectful. And what's interesting is Tyson afterwards, they said, well, how do you feel? You hit him, he goes, I gave him a good show. He kept saying that. I gave the audience a good show. And just apropos of what you were saying earlier, like, that's really what that was.
It was, and he was always cognizant of that. And I'll never forget, like, I've talked to him a few times now, but the first time that I talked to him at length when he came to my show and Greenland, we talked about putting him on the show.
Dang, boy.
This fighter, that fighter, all these, he was super down and very honest. And he talked to me about how certain fighters
Let that dry completely before I try to go over it one more time. One more time, I'll try to go over his white there, and then we're going to crack out the acrylics. Certain things like that white, if you want a pure white, good luck. White's going to be the hardest thing to, because white's going to always have like a base opacity to it, so you have to really lay it down thick. And if it's wet at all underneath, it's going to start pulling that whatever color's underneath it up into the white. And then it'll look fine at first, and then 10 seconds later it'll be a light shade of whatever color was underneath it. Yeah, now he's in action. Wow. Could you imagine being Venom here, though, and recognizing that Carnage is not only going full God mode, but his Necrosword and the gems? It's like, you're basically done. There's no. It's like witnessing whatever the opposite of the birth of the universe is. So, be like the opposite of the Big Bang, the apocalypse. Actually, I'm gonna keep using this gray.
What I really enjoyed was the age factor. It was exciting to see older men doing it. And in fact, I would encourage older boxing. I would like to see 6 to 7-year-old box. I think it's way more precarious because the whole time it's always going to be really fucked up, you know? I would love the senior fight. I would love elderly fights. And I think we should start to do it. Look. The female boxers now, there's female MMA. Let's do geriatric fights. I think that's really good. What can we get?
We can get Larry King and that.
Oh, that's a great.
I don't know if that'd be a good show. I mean, it could be if like you want to just see somebody. Oh my God, this is great. Oh my God. Remember I sent you guys over the weekend? Yeah. Alex and I forget. Dude, so, both of you guys sent a whole bunch of them to us over the weekend. And Tom sent the link to me in the photo. I was like, oh, okay, let's see what this is. And it was someone getting into a machine, getting all of the skin ripped off of his body. And seeing big clouds of blood like all of the skin. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, what the fuck do you want us to do? Because I don't even think we could really show this on live.
Right. Well, what did I send you?
No, it's not bad. It's like a deep loving. I've heard Drew talk about deep loving before, and I thought that I knew like the skin of the body. But I've never realized that on the entire body. And then the photos afterwards, yeah, just a pile of skin. Yeah, no, I understand that. I'm just saying that and then he goes, where are we supposed to do it? I was like, no, I'm just sharing. Yeah, because I mean, you just sent the link. You just sent the link in the tweet. Oh, okay, well, I imagine that. Well, we'll figure out what show it's over. And I was like, no, it's not the show. It's the show.
This is exactly what
This is I sent them this.
on Thanksgiving.
You make that big. Yeah, so there's a guy right there, and he's like walking up the piece of machinery, and then he reaches over, and I think his that right there, like it catches what he's wearing, and it's spinning like at a really high rate of speed, and all of a sudden it just starts spinning in the air. I don't know how. And then it's like slow and everything's coming off, and then eventually the body.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. But here's the thing. Now, he's okay.
He's okay. Talking about a guy who got caught in an industrial machine and his body got like windmilled around a warehouse and he like died. They're like, but guess what? He's okay. He's fine. He just got completely mutilated. He's fine. It amuses me. Yeah, it's starting to look good. I'm gonna do like magma cracks on the ground to kind of match Cletus's cracks on his shoulders. Be his best fight, life on the line. Oh, yeah. Probably be the most treacherous fight he's fought, for sure.
Yeah, Tom, let me ask you. Yeah, I'm not sure either. When you watch these videos, like, at this point, when did you decide to send it? I think you sent this on there. So what happened was, I saw that and I go, what the fuck? And then the guy who sent it to me goes, this is why I make fun. No, it's not. No, not the show. This is for making me watch why I make fun. Oh, okay. Like, this is payback. So, you can show him. Look at that for
It's funny to imagine in your head the guy being windmilled around living. That's what they were saying, man. I didn't. Now I'm watching Your Mom's House episode 580, so check out that show. They're pretty funny on there. They come up with some pretty wild shit. But that's a video that they watched. They just watched that video of that happening to someone, and then he was showing it to his wife, and she's just like her jaw is just wide open, and then him and the what do you call it, the engineer were like, oh, you know what, he was fine. It's like they saw him die on video, some random guy in a warehouse, and they're like, oh yeah, we looked it up, and yeah, he's fine. It's just kind of a running joke they have, because they constantly show horrible videos like that of people like getting hit by like falling trees or like light poles or whatever, and they're like, yeah, no, we looked it up, and it turns out that they went to the hospital and they're fine. It's like, there's no way. Those people died for sure. I'm just saying that just to be funny. Alright, I'm gonna go wash my hands, and it's like getting sucked into a tornado, losing a leg, and captioned by Sedated Creeper. Yeah, exactly. So just getting kind of a lowdown on what we're doing up here. We got these sweet storm clouds, and there's lightning, and obviously we're not done with Carnage yet, but we're getting there. Might go over his eyes and give him some more popping energy, kind of fix. Is the eye on the left looks a little small. And then kind of got our first base coat down on the new Venom position. Can't even see the old Venom, you know. His part of his body was right there. That was his back, so can't even see it. And yeah, just wait till you guys see the back, though. The back is going to be very nice. Okay, thank you very much. And I'll probably be back on for one more.